His name's Neville Bradshaw. This is a 2021 Ali Frames CR500 and today we're going to make some magic happen. My name is Max, this is 999 Laser, and one of the most frequent requests we get on this channel is to see this guy, the guy that does stuff like this on Big Red, hit the track on an aluminium frame CR500. So we've teamed up with Brett and Andre today to make that happen. This is going to be fun.
We are armed with this beautiful 2021 CR500AF, and our man Neville Bradshaw is ready and raring to go. And there's legitimately no one else who rides Big Red quite like this guy.
Nev, you've never ridden one of these before?
No.
How are you feeling coming in today? Obviously very experienced on a CR500. What are your thoughts? What do we think?
Yeah, I'm quite excited to ride it, to be honest. It's something that it's always been on my mind. You know, like obviously you see a lot of like aluminium frame builds and stuff, and always wanted to try one. You know, like obviously like I've raced the CR500 quite a bit, and especially when I was racing kind of like at that AIM-SAY level, I always wondered, you know, it'd be cool to have like better brakes and a more aggressive chassis. So yeah, it's cool to finally get the chance to ride one of this caliber. As you can see, this is a pretty sweet bike. You know, it's not someone's just chucked together. You know, it's got good parts in it. So I think this will be the fairest test you get. You know, obviously the engines are awesome. I love the 500 engine. This is an 86 engine, so it's a short rod, so it'll have a lot of torque and rev out a little bit quicker. But yeah, just excited to have a 500 with brakes and good suspension and a lot of travel. Yeah. I'm quite excited to try that and see how it is.
I think it's gonna be a fun day, isn't it?
Should be a little bit cold. You know, we're in winter time here in the UK, so we're actually quite lucky to get out. But they've done a good job at the track. There's a lot of wood chip on the track, so hopefully the layer that they've put on will be nice and dry for us.
Let's do it. So here we are with Andre, and Andre together with Brett over there. This is your baby, your creation, right?
Yeah.
Can you just tell us what it is, what the frame is, and what the motor is, how old it is as well?
Right, yeah, that's a 2021 CR500AF rolling chassis, and we built with a 1986 CR500 engine, and man, that's such a good convert. Like that bike is amazing. The corner, this chassis is really good in the corners, and you got some proper power, like a two-stroke 500.
What we've just seen and heard. Is there any reason you chose the 86 motor, or is that just the one that you could get hold of at the time?
This year we managed to do the first CR500 UK, the 2021, yeah. And the other one was, the engine was 91. That one's a 1986. We got a couple of engines in the stock we're gonna convert, but yeah, I'm really happy with that 86. It's a really powerful engine, yeah.
Tell us, you also had the first one of these in the UK, 2021 AF CR500. This is the second one you've built, and you plan to build more. So just tell us the plan that you and Brett are working on.
Yeah. We built the first 2021 in the UK. That's the second one. We got two more doing converts now in the moment.
21s or
22s already. Yeah, the next one is going to be with the engine 1995 and 1993. All the bikes going to come like with the carbons everywhere, SM Pros. And
all the proper parts, like you say, SM Pro, the pipes, everything.
2022, you know, like brand new frames and brand new bikes.
So if anyone watching is interested in getting a beauty like this themselves, just contact you on Facebook, is that easy way? But I'll put a link in the description down below. So if you fancy a masterpiece like this for yourself, give these guys a shout, because they're building a few next year, aren't you? How long does it actually take to build one?
This can take about 2 months, 3 months, as soon as you get all the parts.
Yeah,
and then
collecting the parts is the hardest bit, I guess.
Yeah, air filter is really hard to get for those bikes. The exhauster and then engine mounts, everything. You know, you need to have everything perfect to build a good bike, otherwise you can have a problem in the future. You know, like special engine mounts, you need to have a good ones, a strong ones, because the engines, they have vibration a lot, so it's very heavy engine, so you need to have a proper good converter, otherwise you're going to have a problem in the future. You know?
Thanks for letting us take a rip today, Andre. I think Nev enjoyed it, we certainly enjoyed it, and I hope everyone watching at home enjoyed it as well. Like I say, if you want to find out more about these bikes, give Andre a shout on Facebook. Thanks again, mate.
Thank you,
We've done it. You finally hit the track on an AF CR500. Like we said at the start of the video, you're one of the most prolific CR500 riders in the UK. You've raced them a lot, you've done a lot of cool stuff on them, hill clickers at Chagrin, race wins at the AMC8, you've done a lot, but you've never ridden an alley frame. So getting on this today, what were your first impressions and how did it compare to your 98 at home?
Yeah, so straight away what I felt about it was kind of like what I was hoping, was a lot kind of more aggressive, closer feel, which what it was. Like, I mean, when you go into the corners, to make your arc was a lot easier, you know, like on the steel frame 500s, you kind of like have to like really like make big arc, where this had that like aggressive feel where you could like turn on his arm, which is really cool. And also like the standing up position is like a modern bike. It's literally like riding like a modern 450 when you ride, you know, like kind of like the rake feels like really tight together, you know, so the bike feels quite nimble and also very balanced, you know, like I kind of was quite skeptical to see, obviously, like it's not meant to be like this, but the bike was definitely quite balanced. So yeah, like the power was good, like a lot shorter power than my bike, I think with the...
This would be the oldest one that you've ridden, right, 86, the motor, yeah. I mean.
86 motor, JP built me some engines that had the short rod in it, and you know, the 500 revs are quite quick anyway, so when you put the short rod in, it makes that even harder, you know, but definitely got like a lot of grunt off the bottom. And then like with a bit of, I think like with a bit of testing and stuff, the jetting was a little bit rich at the bottom. I think if you leaned the jetting off a bit and kind of made it come in the bottom a bit better, it would have been a little bit easier to ride. But overall, and the brakes and stuff as well, like there was one thing I was pretty stoked on, was the brakes.
They could stop.
They work, you know, like one thing that you know, like when we were doing the 500 videos at the AMC, one thing I said was that when you made a mistake on the old 500s, the brakes weren't sharp enough to bring you back to where you wanted to be.
So the mistake turned into a bigger mistake, yeah.
Like you couldn't correct it on the brakes, where now if you made a mistake, the brakes were sharp enough to kind of bring you back to where it was. So that's pretty cool. I mean, yeah, I'd really like to kind of like have a go, you know, racing against the modern bikes. Obviously, you know, like the power's always been good, but then to have it like, you know, Honda chassis as well, you know, like the Honda chassis, as everyone knows, is one of the most forgiving master chassis to have. So yeah, really stoked I got the opportunity. I can stop wondering how it is now. It's something I've always wondered, you know, like you see a lot of them on Facebook and stuff, and they look the bollocks. As you can see, this one, it's an unreal looking bike, and now, yeah, I know how it is, you know. Yeah, definitely know how it feels.
Do you reckon, like you say, in a race, this would be an absolute weapon? We know you can already win races on a 500. We've seen you do it, but if you was armed with this in 2020, do you think you would have won more modes?
Yeah, I think like it would have been. I wouldn't say like your lap times would be so much better, but they'd be easier to do that lap time, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
like the bike goes where you want it to go, the brakes work, you can hop bumps a little bit better. To be honest, when I'm racing the 500, I get a start, I put in 2 laps, and then I'm on cruise control because that's just how you ride them. With this, you can be a lot more aggressive. Where the chassis is a lot closer together and the bike actually turns a lot sharper, you could charge in harder and come out quicker, you know what I mean? Instead of trying to like, and you wouldn't have to find those lines. And like when I was racing the AMCA, I was always looking for lines that other people weren't using, because you know, like when you hit the braking bumps going in, it carries you so far in. So I was always trying to mix it up and find different lines where I think when you've got a modern chassis, you could just follow the main lines. It's not as close to the ground. Like the steel frame 500s are so close. Like even when you
low belly.
Yeah. So even when you like riding ruts into turns, you like dragging foot pegs. With this being a lot higher, you know, you'd have a lot more confidence to kind of like carry a little bit more speed.
Like everyone else, I guess.
Yeah. Something cool would be like like on a supercross track or something like that. If you got the jetting dials and got everything dialed, like I think this thing, you know, on the chassis like this, you can probably skim a set of whoops on a 500, you know.
So there we go. We've seen Nev ride the Ali Frame CR500. Let us know if you want to see him ride it some more. I'm sure we could probably make that happen. And also, let us know in the comments down below if you want to see this guy. You've seen what you can do on this bike. Let us know if you want to see him on the Megalodon 700. Fancy it?
I'll ever go to anything, you know what I mean?
Nice one, guys. Cheers.